Jeez. I don't even know what happened. Anyway, we're back. We're back with more Sayana Uta today. Oh, let me get rid of this. What the hell? Oh. I have pre-screened this, and I know exactly where the H scenes are, and I have blocked out saves to get around them. So hopefully that works out, because I don't want to show anything on stream. I don't want to have to edit the VOD again, so we're pre-editing the VOD right now. Anyway. And I have changed the orientation a bit so that I'm reading from the screen, as you can tell. Alright. Oh, man. One. I don't think that's right. I think you are incorrect. I don't think it's possible for me to have a single viewer right now. Oh. Also, I messed with my model parameters, and my eyes are a bit sensitive now. My tracking's better, so it knows where my eyes are, and it knows that I'm wearing glasses, so my eyes look incredibly wide in the model sometimes. It's a little off-putting, but it is what it is. Alright. Now let's move this. Oh, alright. Now, let's get started on this. So this is where we left off last time. Oh, that noise. My goodness, that noise. What happened? What happened to this? There we go. How rude of you. Alright. Hopefully the audio is okay for this. I nerfed it a bit, so if it's too loud and you can't hear me, please let me know, because I can adjust it on my headset completely separate from me, so alright. Let me drink some fucking gamer stuff real quick. Right. Oh. I'm gonna do that. Alright. This is one of the most scuffed streams I've had since I got my shit together, I think. Anyway, start reading this. Alright. What a nuisance. Why does he insist on interfering? If he only spoke with me to exchange pleasantries, even I could bear it, but now he's sticking his nose into my business just to satisfy his curiosity. Koji is a perfect example of someone who thinks that it's always good to take an interest in other people's affairs. He probably thinks that he's doing me a favor by prying into my life. He couldn't be more wrong. If he keeps this up, I might have to find a way to deal with him. Like Saya said, I have to keep my search for Dr. Ogai a secret. Koji could ruin everything. Why does it... Why? What? Why does it have to be a secret? I mean, we know it has to be a secret because Saya said so, but that doesn't mean anything. Whatever. I didn't have time to fully investigate the Ogai residence today. At this rate, it will probably take several days just to go through the study. Saya didn't believe that I'd find anything to help with the search, but I think there's still a lot to explore. Who knows what I'll discover? The problem is Koji. He knows about the house now. Will he make things difficult? Yeesh. A hair-raising voice calls me as I'm about to pass through my gate. Suppressing a shudder, I put on a fake smile and turn to face the writhing mass of rotten flesh that is staring at me with bulging eyes. How creepy. Who the hell just asks somebody this? Of course, this is my next door neighbor, Suzumi, a middle-aged painter, I think, who spends all day at home while his wife works. Oh, okay. I guess it's okay for your neighbor to ask if you're just getting home. It's kind of, I don't know. I haven't had much contact with him since the accident. Why is he suddenly talking to me now? What is this? Did he stop me just to deliver a lecture? I understand now. He's covertly bitching about the state of things outside of his house, I'm sure. Bro, that's personal. That's so personal. Fuck off. What a weird guy. Okay, so if I've lived here my whole life, this is my neighbor. He should know that I am a college student and a medical student, which is a hella expensive degree to get, at least in America. I can't imagine it's any cheaper in Japan. So why would he think I could afford a fucking housekeeper? Oh. The flesh beast undulates foully. Oh, the word undulate has been ruined for me by Markiplier. The flesh beast undulates foully, as though it has something to say. The sight of it is driving me close to the edge. Yeah, dude came to whine about the state of our yard. Now I get it, he's worried about the unsightliness of my house might diminish the image of his own. Damn snob. Oh shit. Feel that. I flash a token smile and then retreat behind the safety of my gate. I can feel Suzumi's eyes boring into my back all the way to the front door. Why won't everyone stay out of my life? I just want to live together with Saya alone where no one will ever bother us. Dude's straight up like, I want to be a hikikomori, leave me alone. Oh, this is our neighbor, I suppose? Yeah. Suzumi Yosuke. Yosuke? Yeah. Sighs in annoyance as he watches the neighbor boy retreat into his house. What's with his attitude? Even while talking, he kept his eyes averted as if to avoid looking at something repulsive. Like how everyone's pretty self-aware. Has he always been such an unpleasant young man? No, of course not. When his parents were still alive, he'd been a normal youth. A little shy, but sensitive and caring. It must be the stress of his sad situation. If it continues to build, he might start to develop a serious mental problem. Oh, serious mental problems. I think we're already there. I'm pretty sure we're already there. We're having mental problems. Or is it too late already? Yosuke wonders as he gazes warily at the Sakisaka yard. Even during dinner, Yosuke can't shake the neighboring house from his mind. Oh, that's not the right button.
どうしたのあなた。難しそうな顔して。
Why? My model is bothering me so much, my eyes won't stop going off to the wrong side. Anyway.
今日ね、隣の家の息子に会ったよ。
お隣のって、文則お兄ちゃん？
ああ、庭のこと一言言っておいた。
そうよね。せめてあの匂いだけはどうにかしてもらいたいわよね。
Oh, they can smell. They can smell this, the body and shit in his house. There's no way they can't. The stink coming from the Sakisaka house grows worse each day, and the Suzumi family is at its wits' end.
あの草むらの中に死んだ猫でもいるんじゃないかしら。でも住んでいて気づかないのかしらね。あの匂いに。
まさかとは思うが、生ゴミをそのまま庭に捨てているんじゃあるまいな。
そんな、いくらなんでもそこまで。
いや、今の様子だとやりかねん。一日中ずっと雨戸を閉め切って何をやってるのかもわからない。どういう暮らしをしているのやら。
お兄ちゃん、頭おかしくなっちゃったのかな。
This little girl's very astute.
これ、ヒロミ。そういう言い方はダメよ。
いや、あれは本当にちょっとどうすぎてる。ひょっとしたら変質狂か何かかもしれんな。
I like how in the attempt to remain to be perceived as normal by everyone around him, he's just made himself look like an insane hermit.
大丈夫なのそれ。
早く自覚して医者にでも行ってもらわんことにはなんともな。
Insanity. Wonder how long we're gonna be with the neighbors. Oh. The seconds crawl by, each tick of the clock compounding my agony. When I returned from the Ogai residence, I was greeted by a silent, empty house. Saya vanished without leaving any clue as to her whereabouts. It isn't rare for her to go for walks at night. I've often gone with her. However, such outings always take place in the middle of the night, when no one is around, and never last for more than 2 hours. Right now, it's 5 in the morning. Soon the sky will begin to show the first light of dawn. Even if she left right before I returned, she's still been gone for almost half a day. Oh my. Where did she go? Alright, let's see if I can. This is bothering me so much more than it should. Alright. Can I? Can I be? Yeah, just move me. That's totally fine. I'll live in this corner. I think I read it from this corner last time, actually. I'm unsure why I've put myself... Oh, that's why. I didn't want to block chat. Well. Guess chat's getting moved a little. It's okay. I can still see it, just in case. Alright. If Saya doesn't return, the thought makes me want to tear my hair out. After its long absence, the terror of true loneliness is too much to bear. Eesh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Tadaima!
Oh. At last, the cowbell chimes and Saya's long-awaited "I'm home" rings out from the bottom of the stairs. As I jump out of my bed in relief, all of the stress that had built up through the night is released in a wave that threatens to sweep me off my feet.
はあ、疲れた。やっぱり往復すると遠いな。
さや、一体どこに？
My question trails off as I notice the thick bundles of paper that she's carrying under her arm.
それは？
文則のカルテとか手術の記録。今日は古巣の病院に行ってきたの。
Oh, she went and stole some paperwork. Saya drops the bundles. That noise. Saya drops her bundles on the floor, sending papers flying everywhere. Then pulls her favorite cushion over and collapses onto it, stretching luxuriously.
こんな夜中に T 台から歩いて戻ってきたのか？
Sure.
ごめんね。本当はもっと早く帰れると思ってたんだけど、調べ出したらキリがなくて。
She's so cavalier about the shit she's doing. It's very strange. Just a little.
結局全部持ち出してきちゃった。はあ、重かった。
Maybe it's just the exhaustion, but I'm not understanding a word Saya's saying.
だから、そんなもの持ってきてどうするつもりなんだ？
どうするって、もちろん調べるのよ。うちで時間かけてじっくり。
Saya's gonna play doctor for us, I guess.
うん。
At first, I think she's just playing around, but the occasional mutters of, ah, better check this one out, and oh, I see, well, that was silly of them, and the like, as she separates photos into a growing pile beside her, make me think that this might not be a joke after all. I mean, this person isn't a person. This person isn't human. So, of course, we have no way of knowing just how smart Saya really is.
君、わかるのか？こういうの。
パパにいろいろと教わったから。なるほどね。そういうこと。
Dude, you can't just be like, yeah, my dad showed me all this shit. Okay. I guess that's a I can wave this away moment, but whatever.
これじゃあいつまで経っても直せないよね。
直せないのか？
人間のお医者さんじゃね。
Okay. More confirmation that we're not talking to a human being. I can't tell if she's being serious. I mean, who would?
私でもまだちょっと難しいかな。いろいろと試してからでないと。
I have a feeling something bad's gonna happen. Watching more closely, I realize that her eyes are scanning each page rapidly, so rapidly in fact that I was unable to notice it at first. Could Saya actually be reading my charts?
なあ、さや。今日はもう疲れたし、寝ないか？
文則がそうしたいならそうする。
Ah, okay. So here's the first H scene that I have to skip over. So we're gonna go to the load menu, and this is the save that, yep, okay, so this should be right at the end here. Oh god, it's still not pleasant. I'm pretty sure I just did this because the next scene is her. So, we're gonna... Oh god. I'm gonna just do this. You can just have that for a moment while I make sure that this is okay.
これだったら海のりだって心配ないでしょ?
Okay, so for context, that was not actual intercourse, but it's fine. It's still not. We're not showing it, so it's fine.
いや、まあ。
What am I supposed to say to that? Okay. Yeah, I have to keep this covered.
ダメだった? こういうのだと気持ちよくない?
Hearing the sudden nervousness in Saya's voice, I hastily stammer.
そんなことない。十分に良かった。
Oh no. He felt good, of course.
でもさや、
Can't say that.
何もあんなもの飲み込まなくたって。
そんな。あれはさやにちょうだいよ。
I should. I feel like I should have just cut this out completely.
海のりのは一滴だって残さずに欲しい。
中にって。
So Saya really does want to bear my child. I'm not adverse to the idea. I still think it might be too early, of course, but there isn't much point in worrying about my reputation now. Assuming that Saya and I will be left alone, I even welcome it. However, that only explains her appetite for normal sex. I still don't know why she wants to swallow, of all things. Okay. Oh, God. Well, I suppose that what's impure or taboo differs from person to person, and I can't simply apply normal values to Saya.
海のりは嫌?
嫌なんかじゃないさ。さやさえそれでいいのなら、僕だって。
Saya smiles with relief and burrows into my chest.
海のり大好き。
Oh. Can we really live as husband and wife? I feel a pang of self-loathing at the question. How can I still be afraid after all that's happened? Saya's feelings are so earnest, how can I not accept them? I need to resolve once and for all to rid myself of these useless trappings of morality. Saya and I are all that matters. There's no point in worrying about others. Although I suppose I should talk to Saya's guardian. I need to find Dr. Ogai as soon as possible. Okay, I think I can put myself back into a normal position. All right. Sorry, I can't. I have to live censor because there's no censorship. By the time I drift to sleep in exhaustion's comforting embrace, all doubts about Saya's actions have vanished from my mind. Whatever the case, all that matters is that she's returned to me. We really are just hand-waving away the weirdness of her, like, going to the hospital and stealing all those fucking papers. That does make me curious. Like, I still don't know if she's an alien or just a fucking monster or whatever the hell. I don't know. But, like, what is she? Is she actually smart enough to, like, do surgery on mental patients and stuff? Like, what the fuck? Alright. 2 o'clock for Suzumi Yosuke is the most fulfilling time of day. After seeing his wife and daughter off, taking care of the morning chores, and eating a leisurely lunch, it's finally time to sit down at his easel. He's not a particularly popular painter, and he would only hold an oh my god. Exhibition if he were hurting for money. However, the design work he does on the side ensures that there's always enough to support his lifestyle. Alongside the salary his wife earns working for a magazine, they're able to pay their mortgage, send their daughter to school, and still have plenty left over. Yosuke's life is perfect, leisurely, and absent of want. He loves his house, considering it the symbol of his success. When he mows the lawn, polishes the windows and floors, and cleans the kitchen, toilet, and bath, he feels the same joy he does when washing his own body. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Just as he knows the length of his fingernails and the time since his last meal, he also knows everything about his home's condition, the status of every door, the freshness of every flower, the amount of ice in the ice tray, every last detail. This is his pride, and when he sits in his studio smelling the turpentine and knowing that each element of his house is in perfect order, he feels the ultimate satisfaction. Okay, I can't tell if just a clean freak or perfectionist. While trying to find the right combination of paints on his palette, he suddenly feels thirsty, but soon remembers that there isn't much orange juice left in the refrigerator. In fact, it's also about time to stock up on bath additive and powdered soap. He could get everything at the supermarket when he goes to shop for dinner, but they will probably be quite heavy. Now then, where should I leave off to go shopping? Oh. As he ponders this dilemma, he heads downstairs to the kitchen. Just then, a breath of air tickles the back of his neck, bringing him to a halt in the middle of the hallway. A breeze, impossible, every window in the house is closed. Yosuke shut them himself during his morning cleaning. Yosuke enters the living room, searching for the source of the breeze. Something stinks. It's the same pungent smell of fetid swampland that emanates from the Sakisaka house. The window facing the yard next to the door is open, its curtains billowing loosely in the gentle breeze. There's a hole in the glass next to the lock. It looks strange, like it was melted by some chemical instead of broken. Someone must have reached through the hole to unlock the window. Yosuke stands paralyzed, his heart pounding with anger and fear. He listens carefully, but hears nothing. Perhaps the intruder has already finished his business and left, but a burglar wouldn't have left the room untouched, would he? Maybe he heard Yosuke coming and hid somewhere nearby? Yosuke realizes that his still wet palette knife is in his right hand. He must have forgotten to put it aside before going downstairs. He stares numbly at He stares numbly at the knife for a moment and then decides that it's not enough protection. Yeah, that's fair. It's not. Instead, he grabs the ashtray sitting on top of the table. Made of thick, solid glass, it is big and heavy enough to serve as a weapon. The house that he thought was a part of himself now seems utterly alien. Keenly aware of the thumping of his heart, Yosuke looks around the living room and sees little that could be used as a hiding place. The intruder must have gone either to the guest room or through the dining room to the kitchen. The kitchen is close to the stairs. If there had been movement, Yosuke would have noticed it when he came down, which means the guest room is most likely place. He shuffles over to the guest room door and prepares to slide it open. But what is that stench? Could the breeze alone carry something so foul? It's as if the odor is coming from inside the room. He readies his ashtray and throws the door open. There's nothing here. The straw-matted Japanese-style room is empty. There is a closet, but no one could fit in there. So the intruder already left. Yosuke relaxes, the exhaustion of sudden relief coming over him. And that's when something seizes his ankle. The instant he freezes in shock, his leg is yanked out from under him, sending him crashing to the floor. Stars explode behind his eyes as his head smacks against the door rail. The hand, as if it could be called that, wrapped around Yosuke's ankle, extends all the way back to beneath the living room sofa. Oh my. there are barely 5 centimeters between the sofa and the floor. Whatever is hiding there, it can't possibly be human. Yeah, okay. That sound effect was so... Before the screaming Yosuke can regain his footing, countless hand-like appendages seize his arms and legs, rendering him helpless. What did I just read? Before the screaming Yosuke. Oh, okay. That's just like a dyslexic thing, I think. Or my mind is trying to read faster than I can compute this. Anyway. Calm down, don't be scared. As the hideous voice burbles in his ear, something cold and soft crawls atop him. Yosuke can't even scream. His terror is so great. I'm not reassured by this. Thin tube-like appendages penetrate his ears and nose, wriggling deep into his skull. Right before the sensation drives him mad, Yosuke loses consciousness. Something terrible's about to happen. I feel it in my jellies. Oh, thank you for coming, or thank you for taking the time to see us, Koji says, his humble bow concealing his surprise at the doctor's youth. Even without her light makeup, she wouldn't look a day over 30. She must be quite talented to be a leading neurosurgeon at such a young age.
いいのよ。あなたたちみたいな人が来てくれたのは私としてもありがたいところだし。
My headcanon is that this is Saya. She's just like a human being now. I know that's not true or possible. There's no way. But I do feel their designs are very samey, right? Anyway. Her friendly smile has none of the coldness one might expect from her sharp, refined beauty.
はじめまして。崎坂文則くんの主治医の丹保です。
文則の友人で殿浩二と言います。彼女は筑波陽。
Yo gives a quick bow, her expression apologetic. When they arrived at the T University Medical Center and asked to see Fuminori's doctor, Koji and Yo had been prepared for rejection. They hadn't expected the ease with which their request was granted.
崎坂くんの件について話が聞きたいっていうことだけど、それは私の方でも同じでね。
Fair enough, doctor.
はあ。
彼、一昨日の診察に来てくれなかったのよ。留守電に入れた伝言にも返事がないし。
2 days ago, the same day Fuminori was searching that abandoned house, Koji frowns, wondering what was important enough for him to blow off his appointment. Probably just forgot, honestly.
彼、学校ではどんな様子？
どうもこうも。もうめちゃくちゃです。
Seeing Yo's shoulders jerk out of the corner of his eye, Koji regrets not choosing his words more carefully.
事故の前とまるで人が違ったみたいに見えます。僕たちもいろいろとどうしていいかわからなくて、それで今日は先生の話を伺えたらと。
あなたたちも医大生？
はい。
彼のカルテ見てみたいと思う。
見せてくれるんですか、そんなもの。
Incredulous.
そう思った人がいるみたいなのよ。それも病院には無断でね。一昨日の晩、この病院に誰かが押し入ってね。保管庫から崎坂くんのカルテを盗んでいったの。
Okay. Everything happened 2 days ago.
本当ですか
？She She stares hard at the astonished students, then shakes her head with a tired smile.
まあ、あなたたちは無関係そうね。ちょっと安心したわ。
当たり前です。
でも犯人は咲坂君の容体に興味があるか、それとも彼の治療記録を消したかったのか。いずれにせよ彼に関わりのある人間としか思えないわ。
はあ。
An ominous thought flashes through Koji's mind. It couldn't have been Fuminori himself, could it? Koji looks at Dr. Tanbo and finds her staring right back at him, her expression grave. He realizes that she must be harboring the same suspicion.
あなたには他に心当たりはない？咲坂君の知り合いでそういうことをやりかねないような人。
What do you think? Do you have any idea who might have done it? Okay. Perhaps Dr. Tambo didn't have anyone in mind when she asked, but Koji's thoughts immediately fly to that eerie house to which Fuminori led him.
知り合いだか何なのか自分にもよくわからないんですが、多分医者か医学関係の人で鴎外っていう。
Again, Koji stops speaking as he sees the dramatic change that has come across Dr. Tambo's expression.
ご存知なんですか？
咲坂君がその男といつどうやって知り合ったのかわかる？
いえ、こっちが知りたいぐらいです。先生、一体何者なんですか？あの鴎外っていう人は。
After remaining silent for some time, Dr. Tambo looses a heavy sigh.
いいわ。その気になれば簡単に調べがつくことだし。鴎外正彦はうちの大学にいた教授よ。いろいろと不祥事があって半年以上前に免職になったけど。
不祥事って一体何を？
そこから先は部外者に話せることじゃないわ。どのみち咲坂君には何の関係もないことよ。
You think so, but it seems like that's not true. Koji has no argument with which to answer Dr. Tambo's flat rejection. However, he can't shake the feeling that this Ogai person is the key to unraveling the mystery surrounding Fuminori.
先生、もしかしたら咲坂文則は刑事事件に関わっているかもしれないんです。
At this sudden declaration, both Yo and Dr. Tambo raise their eyebrows.
どういうこと？
Wow.
彼を訪ねていったっきり行方不明になってしまった人間がいます。もちろん文則は否定していますが。
それって大見ちゃんのこと？
Koji is unable to bear the shock in Yo's
すまん、
voice.
つくば。
Yeah.
君には言えなかった。
Dr. Tambo is frowning, her expression even more serious than before.
その鴎外という人物が今文則の関心の焦点になっているらしいんです。
That's pretty true.
彼が何者で文則が彼の何について探っているのか、それが分かれば少しは事情が見えてくるかもしれません。お願いです先生、教えてください。この病院で一体何があったんですか？
Please tell us. I want to know. I want to know. Dr. Tambo hesitates for some time, refusing to make eye contact, but she finally shakes her head.
ごめんなさい。こればかりは私の一存で話せる事柄じゃないの。
先生。
でも少しだけ待って。私は私なりにいろいろと調べてみる。放っておける状況じゃないのはよく理解できたから。
お願いします。
Koji is out of options. All that's left is to trust this young doctor. It's frustrating, but a friend's rights only go so far. Such a
お互い携帯の番号を交換しておきましょう。何か分かったら連絡するわ。あなたたちも何か新しい動きがあったらすぐに私に教えて。
Dr. Tambo has joined the party.
ええ、わかりました。
Oh. Oh, we're back to Yosuke. Yosuke's awareness returns slowly, as though raising from a bog. He's cold, no, hot. Something itches, like tepid tongues and cold slugs crawling over his skin. Ugh, this noise. What the hell's going on? Timidly, he opens his eyes. It's everywhere. The thing that attacked him in the living room, it's everywhere. Terror shatters Yosuke's sanity. Well, I was gonna say, somehow Fuminori managed to, like, regain his sight and look at this and just be like, okay, I guess this is just how the world is now. I guess because he had, like, the dampening effect of it. Like, I clearly was in an accident, something's up. This guy just instantly breaks. He throws off the thing laying on top of him, but his wild flailing sends him crashing to the floor. But is it really the floor? The long, wriggling fibers of what should be the carpet are winding themselves around his finger. The floor is made of worms! He tears his limbs free of the worms and tries to stand, but loses his balance and tumbles to the floor again. The worms immediately swarm over his body. Where am I? Where did that thing take me? Yosuke crawls across the worm-ridden floor towards the only exit from the pulsating room. When he gets outside, however, all he can see is blood, bile, and rotten meat. There is no place to run. Most terrifying of all, this hellish place has the same layout as Yosuke's house. In a half-mad daze, he wanders through the nightmarish mockery of his home. In the small room where his studio should be, he finds an easel made of bones displaying a blood-soaked canvas. Like some cruel joke, everything is exactly where it should be in Yosuke's studio. Ooh. Howling, Yosuke lashes out against everything within reach. The easel of bones shatters, driving splinters into his fist. He feels the pain but does not wake from the nightmare. If this isn't a dream, then what is it? When his strength gives out, Yosuke falls to his knees sobbing. For the first time in his life, he prays. The sound of the door opening and closing grates on his ears. Downstairs, the front door. Is someone else here? Yosuke trembles at the blood-curdling sound. It's that thing again. The monster has returned. Yosuke hears the sound of something slimy sloshing its way up the stairs. Even as he cowers in terror, he slides his trembling hands across the floor and grabs one of the bones from the broken easel. The tip of the bone is nice and sharp. If he holds it with both hands and puts his weight behind it, he might be able to use it to defend himself. The monster's growls are getting closer. Holding his breath, Yosuke presses his back against the wall next to the door. The pounding of his heart is like thunder in his ears, so loud that he fears the creature might hear it. He knows it will eat him if it finds him again, but it's all he can do to keep from crying. At last, the door creaks open. Yosuke leaps on the creature as it enters, fear turning his roar into a high-pitched scream. The flesh beast is covered in sludge and vile juices, but before horror can paralyze him, Yosuke brings the bone stake stabbing down. The monster screams as a stake pierces its chest and punches through to the other side. It falls back, writhing in agony. The sight of its pain sets Yosuke's blood on fire. I can win. I can kill it. If I finish it off before it enters my head again, I'm safe. Oh my. Yosuke grabs the bone and twists it with all his might. The monster convulses and gurgles, its trembling tentacles reaching up as though begging for help. Ugh, this man. Yosuke knocks it to the floor and brings his heel crashing down on its flopping body again and again. With each stomp, it groans and spasms. Its groans and spasms grow weaker. When the monster at last stops twitching, Yosuke, panting hard, tears the stake from its corpse and raises to his feet. Yosuke turns around to see another, smaller monster peeking out at him from the stair landing. There's still one left. His desperate, rage-filled attack both exhilarated him and gave him a taste for violence. This one will be easier. It's smaller and weaker. Yikes, brother. Grinning maniacally, Yosuke raises his stake and moves towards the second creature. The monster flees, screaming down the stairs. Not about to let his prey escape, Yosuke roars and gives chase. The thought that killing the monsters might end this nightmare feeds his savage bloodlust. Well, this is fucked right up. Jesus. I understand he's had like a psychotic break, but oh man, that's oof. This is heavy. Yeah. When the monster trips and falls in the dining room, Yosuke leaps on top of it and brings the stake crashing down. His bloodlust unsated, he pulls it free and drives it into the monster's flesh once, twice, 3 times, and more until there's nothing left but shredded, pulverized meat. Yikes, dude. Eventually, the sound of the house is Yosuke's... the only sound in the house is Yosuke's heavy breathing. He's slain 2 monsters, but the nightmare shows no sign of ending. Yosuke staggers to the front door and goes outside. The sky, the city, everything has gone mad. Twisted shapes, nauseating colors, stinking air. There is no escape, no end to the nightmare. The last remnant of Yosuke's sanity vanishes like dust in the wind.
こんにちは、おじさん。
I hear a little gremlin speaking. Yosuke turns to the sound of a girl's voice. She's standing in front of the house next door, wearing a spotless one piece over her pure white skin. In the midst of this filth-ridden world, she alone glows with beauty.
おじさんには私がどう見える？
ああ、とっても可愛いよ。
Oh god, dude, that sounded so fucking creepy. Yosuke feels a sudden black lust rise within him.
本当？じゃあ実験は成功かも。
Yosuke walks up to the strangely jubilant girl and brushes his hand against her long, smooth hair.
こんな可愛らしい女の子はこの世界には君一人しかいないんだろうね。
I don't know. I don't know if this is like this guy's just disgusting and weird suddenly, or if Saya literally has the ability to like influence people's brains. It's really hard to tell if it's like this is a normal reaction to seeing a normal looking person in a world of disgustingness. I don't know. I don't know.
おじさん？
She looks up at the man towering over her, perhaps disturbed by his hungry stare.
お嬢ちゃん、おじさんと遊んでくれるかい？
Oh. Ugh.
いいけど、何するの？
そりゃあもうおじさんが楽しめそうなこと全部さ。
I don't know if I need to skip from here or if I need to skip from the next panel. Alright. Okay, we're skipping here from the next panel. So. Oh, maybe? It looks like... Oh, okay. This is the end of the panel where she runs towards the house. So, we're skipping to the other side of this. If it wasn't abundantly clear from dude's like weirdness, this was an essay scene, and it is fully depicted, which is why I skipped over it. Also it's uncensored anyway, so I was gonna skip it no matter what. But yeah, so Yosuke is, you know, he's fucked up. He's got the same thing going on now that Fuminori does. Again, I don't know if the weird rapey shit is related to the neurological disorder, if dude's just weird and terrible like already. So all right. This is Fuminori's perspective. We're back to his perspective. So as always, the sights of the city grate on my nerves. Today, however, I don't feel as much hatred as I usually do. I have grown more accustomed to my condition, but that is not the reason for today's high spirits. My search of the Ogai house has finally borne fruit. When I pulled all of the drawers out of the desk in the study, I found an envelope stuck between the desk and the wall. It must have fallen off the back of the writing tray. Inside were 3 outdoor photographs. I couldn't recognize the scenery due to my condition, but I'm pretty sure that they show 3 buildings. Scrawled on the back of each photo was an address. Nagano Prefecture, M Village, Tokiji Prefecture, S Town, Shizuoka Prefecture, H Town. None of the names is familiar, so they must be away out in the countryside. The photos are all dated more than 10 years ago. I don't know why they were taken or what they mean, but maybe Saya will be able to make sense of them. Hopefully there's no uncensored girl. I didn't actually pre-screen this far because I wasn't sure how much was in between, so anyway. In any case, this is something even Saya missed while she was living in that house. I wonder how she'll react when I show her what I found. Saya, I want to see her, or I want so badly to see her. The thought of her waiting for me speeds my footsteps. Okay. When I step through the gate, I see that the front door is wide open again. This is the second time this has happened. Upon entering the house this time, however, the sound of Saya crying chills my blood. And it's not just her. I also hear a low, wet grunting. There's no time to take off my shoes. I race down the hallway, propelled by a terrifying premonition. Okay, I'm going to put myself here just for a moment. Ah, yes. Okay. Good thing I did. All right. Give me a second to get through this. Okay. The monster stops gorging itself on Saya's body. That sounds awful and I hate it. And turns its head to look at me. Surprised by my own composure, I slip past it and grab the meat cleaver sitting next to the sink. Without a moment's hesitation, I slash the monster's face. This gore is not censored. I don't know if I can show this. It's just Fuminori covered in blood. Whatever. Anyway, it screams and staggers away from Saya. My attack must have blinded it because it flails its tentacles wildly as it tries to drive me away. My bloodlust still unsated, I calmly seize one of the appendages and plunge my weapon twice more into its quivering flesh. The blade enters its body with fascinating ease. Each strike sprays my face with its blood. More blood! All the blood! I can show this. There's no way I can't show this. This is fine. I don't know if it's going to cut back to a naked girl, so there's a chance I'll put myself back in the middle of the screen again, but it is what it is. As I carve the monster to pieces and savor its hideous screams, my mind is fully consumed by my rage. No mercy. I'll see this monster suffer for what it's done to Saya. I'm afraid to go to the next page. Okay. I give myself to the fury, howling at the top of my lungs as I slash and slash and slash and slash. Even after the flesh beast stops moving, I keep slashing until I realize that it can no longer feel pain. Cursing myself for killing it so quickly, I stab the cleaver into the floor, snapping it in half. Alright, now that that scene has ended, I'm going to put myself back in the way just to be sure. When my thoughts finally begin to regain some cohesion, I find myself still digging the broken knife into the floor. The monster is gone, but pieces of it are scattered everywhere. I stop cutting into the tile, and in the sudden silence, I hear Saya's faint sobs coming from the corner of the kitchen.
Saya.
Okay, she's pretty much censored here. I don't really... I pull the cowering Saya into my arms. She stiffens in fear at first, but as soon as she realizes that it's me, she clings to me and cries. I don't know what to say. I can only keep holding her. This should never have happened to Saya. Everything in this twisted world is to blame, yes, including myself. I couldn't protect her. If I'd been here, then maybe I could have prevented this. Not wanting to hear that from her, I pull her head into my chest.
Saya は何も悪くない。Saya のせいじゃない。
I mean, it's not her fault that he decided to be a disgusting asshole. It is her fault that he went insane, though. I try to reassure her, but she shakes her head vigorously in denial. No, it is. I did it, yeah. I don't understand. What is she saying?
君がやったって何を？
私、この人の脳をいじったの。この人の頭の中を文則と同じ状態にして、文則が感じるのと同じように世界が見えるようにしたの。
Okay, since you can't see this because I'm in the way, she basically said she messed with his brain. She made the inside of his head the same as Fuminori's and made him see the world like he does. It takes me some time to understand the meaning of Saya's words.
それは一体
How?
どう
Yeah,
やって？
I wonder. Finally regaining her composure, Saya responds to my confusion in a low voice.
私にはそういうことができるの。
I can do stuff like that. I can change the bodies of other living things.
私に生まれつき備
I've
わ
had
って
this
る能
ability
力
since
な
I
の。
was born. I don't think that's an ability.
どこをどういじればいいのかは文則の脳に。だから同じことができるかどうか他の人で実験してみたの。
Every organism is different, so I have to study them in detail before I know how to change them. By doing some research, I figured out what happened to your brain, so I wanted to see if I could do the same thing to someone else.
なんでそんなことを？
Yeah, why?
そうすればみんな文則みたいに。
I thought that if everyone were like you, they would all be kind to me. Oh, this poor girl. My heart aches at the loneliness in her voice as she confesses her sorrowful wish.
それなのにこの人は全然優しくなんかなかった。
Yeah, that
さや
man
の
was
ことを
not
いじ
kind
め
at
た
all.
いって
He said he wanted to
壊
hurt
したいって
me.
言ってあんな。
She starts crying into my chest again, unable to say anything more. I gently rub her back while trying to get my jumbled thoughts together. What is Saya that she can do such a thing? The answer is beyond me. However, there is one thing that I can answer here and now. Saya is mistaken.
僕がさやに優しいのは僕が事故に遭ったからだって。
You think that
So
I'm kind to
kimi
you
wa
because of the
omotta ne.
accident. Yes, I mean, that's... I don't know. I smile and shake my
違
head.
うよ。それはただの始まりでしかない。
You're wrong. It was only the beginning.
そんな簡単なことじゃないんだよ。
Our relationship is the sum of so much more.
僕とさやが出会って、
The time you
それから
and
二
I
人
have
で過
spent
ごした時間
together,
のその一日一日の積み重ねが今の僕らの関係を作ってるんだ。
Those days, those experiences are what made us what we are.
文則。
あの日から今日までさやと一緒にいた僕だから、さやに優しくそう思う僕になった。そう思われるさやになったんだ。これって大変なことだろう。
Oh, you've been here for me, Saya, sharing my pain, giving me hope and joy. That's how you've become so important to me. See, it's harder than you think. Saya is still crying, but now her tears feel warm against my chest.
わかってる。さっき、やっとわかった。
Her smile shines through her tears.
さやには文則しかいないんだって。文則みたいな人はもう他に誰もいないんだって。
Now more than ever before, I feel the depth of the bond between us, and I'm sure that Saya feels it too. I wrap my arms tightly around her and seal her lips with mine. Saya responds, winding her arms around my neck as we desperately seek each other's warmth. At this moment, Saya is my whole world and I am hers. The earth turns for us alone. Of course, I still haven't told her something very important. I don't know why I've never said it before. Perhaps it is because it's always so obvious. However, I should put it into words at least once, this oath of mine.
さや、僕。
待って。
She stops me with a finger against my lips.
その前に、文則、一つだけ確かめさせて。
Before that, Fuminori, tell me one thing. What do you want?
僕の望み。
Saya nods, staring into my eyes with unusual solemnity. Oh my god. Solemnity? Whatever.
さっきも言ったけど、人間の脳をいじる方法もこれでちゃんと確認が取れたわ。だから。
Oh, like I said, I can affect the bodies of living things in a way that nothing else can. And now I've learned how to manipulate human brains. Saya pauses and takes a deep breath before continuing.
今ならあなたの頭を元の状態に戻すこともできるの。
I can turn you back to normal.
なんだって。
Oh. Until now, that hasn't even been in the realm of possibility.
その人にやったのと逆のことを文則にしてあげればいいだけ。
I just have to do the opposite of what I did to that man. It's really simple. I replay Saya's words in my head to be sure of their
だ
meaning.
から文則、教えて。あなたが昔の暮らしに戻りたいかどうか。あの事故で失ったものを取り戻したいのかどうか。
So tell me, Fuminori, do you want to return to your old life? Do you want to take back what you lost in the accident? Okay, so this is actually a choice. There's like 2 choices in this entire game. Oh wait. So did it automatically quick save for me? Okay. So do we choose here if we want it all back or if we don't need it anymore? Let me actually push this down a bit. Still can't see anything, so it's fine. Alright. I think for this one we're gonna go with I don't need it anymore because I think this is the true ending route. On that terrible day when I first opened my eyes after the accident, what would my answer have been? When I think back on this many years from now, will I wish that my answer today had been different? It doesn't matter. Here at this moment, there is no doubt in my mind.
あの人は誰だったんだい?
Who was that? I asked Saya, looking at the unidentifiable pieces of the monster.
隣の家に住んでたおじさん。
The
名前は
man
知ら
living
ない
next
けど
door. Yeah.
鈴見さんか。
He was hardly a stranger. We've been neighbors for as long as I can remember. I'd go so far as to say we were on good terms before the accident. And now I've killed him with my own 2 hands. I feel little. Mr. Suzumi, the kindly painter who lived next door, is but a distant memory. The pieces of meat around me belong to a creature whose mere existence was nauseating. Only by killing the vermin could I find relief. He complained about my yard being filthy, the swine. It doesn't matter what Saya did, he wasn't worth keeping alive anyway. These are my honest feelings. My hands are wet with another man's blood, and yet I am utterly calm. Now I know what I lost in the accident. Saya says that I can take it back, but I know that I cannot. It is gone forever, like the life of the man called Suzumi.
なあさや、僕の異常を治すことは医者には絶対できないことだったんだ。
文則？
人間にできないことを簡単にできるっていう君は人
I'm
間じゃ
just
ないん
gonna
だね。
hope that this is okay now. They're just talking, so...
うん。
Saya looks away, her expression unreadable. Hi, yeah. We're trying, anyway. I pre-screened, so I jumped over the H scenes and stuff. Oh. Well, there's a little bit of live censoring happening because just naked girls standing on screen. I can't show that, so you know. But it's fine. We're chilling, I think. Doing okay. I did skip over the full blown scenes though, of course, because you know I don't care about that. I'm not gonna read them, so. But you're showing up right after like the essay scene happened, which I skipped over. Fuminori just killed a man, which was his neighbor, but did not look like his neighbor, of course. So we're going. We made our first choice for the ending route, which I chose to. I'm pretty sure the true ending route is to not go back to the way things were before. So, thanks. It just means there's chunks of this VOD that will have my model's chest completely zoomed in, and that's fine. It'll just be like that for a few minutes. It's cool. Anyway. Actually, how long has it been? It's been an hour? I'm gonna BRB real fast, actually. Well, nice. I hope you have a good time. And yes, do enjoy the VOD. I'm just trying to make it a little easier for me to edit, put on YouTube. So I don't have to crop out huge sections of video. Anyway, I'm back. Alright. We've got a... Well, I say that we've got about 45 minutes, but I'll just keep going until I come across another scene that's uncensored, I'm sure. Thank you. I need it. I need it so much. Alright. Everything is monstrous and loathsome in my eyes. Everything but Saya. I thought that she was somehow unique. I was wrong. I see her just as I do everything else, as something other than what she really is. But why should that surprise me? Saya is part of my world just as I am part of hers. It doesn't change what we are to each other. I stand and walk over to Suzumi's dismembered corpse.
昔読んだ漫画でさ、事故から生き返ったせいで世界が当たり前に見えなくなる男の話があった。今の僕みたいにね。
Is that a story that really exists? I finally realized that even though the stench of these monsters' flesh turns my stomach, their blood and guts smell pretty good. In fact, I know this fragrance quite well. Oh, man.
その男の目には人間が石くれに、機械のロボットが美女に見えるんだ。だから男は人とは似ても似つかないロボットに恋をしてしまうんだ。
What is this manga? Is this real? Is this a real manga that exists? Ugh. I retrieve the cleaver, pick up a piece of Suzumi's body, and start removing the skin and tendons. Ah, just as I thought. The stuff underneath is exactly the same as what Saya and I have been eating.
なあ、これうまそう。
ふみのり。
あ、ごめん。今はそんな気分になれないよね。
Okay, we're full cannibal now. We're 100% in. We're in.
でも死んじゃえば肉は肉だし、捨てるのももったいないと思わないか。
Yep.
あなたはいいの？
Sure, I just said it. He just said it.
いいよ。
I answer easily. There is no longer any room for doubt in my mind.
隣の家に奥さんと娘さんがいるはずなんだ。旦那がいなくなったら騒ぐかもしれないし、通報される前にカットこうと思うんだな。
Yeah, we're fully in.
そんな風であなたはいいの？
Saya asks again, this time with a trace of fear in her voice. I guess I still haven't convinced her of my sincerity.
さっきの漫画の話だとね、人でないものを愛した男は最後に自分が人間であることをやめてハッピーエンドだよ。
I don't
ふ
know.
みのり。
さやと一緒にいられるのなら僕はもう何もいらない。何もかもこのままでいい。
It's fine. It's mostly censored. I can't be bothered. Tossing the knife and meat aside, I pull Saya into my arms once more.
もう言ってもいいよね。さや、君のこと愛してる。
He pulled out the aishiteru. He didn't even say daisuki. He said fucking aishiteru. That's reserved for like your fucking wedding day, bro. Saya wipes away the tears flowing from her eyes. I can no longer see any hint of fear in her face.
あなたのこと後悔させたくないのに。なのに。
I've sworn my oath and Saya has accepted it. We have nothing to fear now. Saya will never need to cry again.
でも嬉しい。私って身勝手だよね。
身勝手でいいよ。さやのわがままなら聞くよ、僕は。
Filled with contentment, we exchange a smile and set to the task of cleaning the room. A single person produces a lot more meat than I expected. Speaking of which, I seem to remember doing something similar before.
あとの二人だけど、多分おじさんが殺してる。悲鳴とか聞こえたし。
Yeah, that might have happened. He definitely went super bonkers and murdered everybody.
そうか。 そりゃ好都合だ。
They're probably not fresh enough to eat, though. Whatever. After we finish here, we should go gather the meat from Suzumi House. That should be enough to hold us for a while, and we can use their refrigerator to store what won't fit in ours. Woof. It's all coming together. Saya and I will be just fine. Me and my cannibal girlfriend.
この写真知ってる？
After we finish our labors and get into bed, I show Saya what I found in Ogai's
こ
house.
の一枚見覚えがあるよ。うん、確かにさやの知ってる場所。
The photograph that Saya has selected is the one with Tokuji Prefecture address on the back. Are they about to be in bed naked? Because if they are, I need to be in the center of the screen again.
これは家だよね。それと
It's a house,
木と
right? I see
山。
trees and mountains? Question mark?
そう。文則すごいね。写真も見られるようになった？
I don't know if he can actually see it. It's more like shape discerning, right?
まあね。
A little. Okay, they're not naked in bed, so I can just I have trauma. Anyway. At the outset of my ordeal, I had to depend entirely on my sense of distance to decipher what I saw. The houses in front of me, the mountains are far behind them, the clouds high above. Only distance and scale told me what they were. Photographs and other flat images used to be nearly impossible to make out. Recently, however, I've gotten better at understanding what— oh, fuck. Whoops. Oh, well. It's fine. Each of the three pictures shows a similar scene. A lone house in the middle of a thick forest.
パパはね、別荘だって言ってた。ここにいれば誰にも見つからないって。
Huh. Judging by the address on the back of each photo, they were probably excellent places to hide from prying eyes, but why 3? The dates are pretty old, and it seems odd that they were all taken within a few days of each other. Maybe he was scouting properties, looking for the perfect location for his hideaway. Saya recognizes only one of the houses, so that must be the one Ogai picked. Checking the location on the road map of the Kanto area, I find that it's about 3 hours out of Tokyo by car.
お父さんがここにいる可能性は？
電話してみたけど出なかったよ。多分いないと思う。
でも最近に立ち寄ったことはあるかもしれないよね。
The way I see it, our only hope of finding Ogai is to follow whatever lead we have, no matter how small. The probability that his hideout will yield useful information may be low, but it's not 0. Ah, fuck.
明日にでも行ってみようかな。ここ。
I hate it here. I hate it here. If only I had a way to censor this in real time, besides putting myself in front of it. Alright. I think I'll check out this place tomorrow. Okay. Saya pouts. I wasn't expecting her to object.
でもここ遠いんでしょ？
Isn't it far? Yeah, it is quite far.
行って調べて帰ってきても、まあ。
その間、さやはお留守番なの？
It'll only take about half a day to go there, check it out, and come back. I have to stay home by myself while you're gone? So that's what it is. Slightly exasperated, I smile and rub Saya's head.
少しは我慢してくれよ。な？
Be a little
そやだっ
patient.
てお父さんのこと見つ
You
け
want
たい
me
ん
to
だろ。
find your father, don't you? I don't know about that. I don't know if any of this is real. God. After a brief silence, during which her expression is hard to decipher, Saya looks up at me and
ねえ、
says,
文則、パパのことはもういいよ。
oh, okay, we're gonna forget about my dad now, I guess. We suddenly don't care about him.
え？
What? That's the last thing I expected her to
いい
say.
って、でも君のお父さんだろ？心配じゃないのか？
Forget about him, but he's your father. Aren't you worried?
いいの。
Not
私には
anymore.
もう
I
文
have
則がいるし、
you.
パパって言っても 本当の意味でのお父さんっていうわけじゃないの。
Okay. I call him dad, but he's not really my father. Of course, of course. Who would have thought?
さやのことを教育してくれたし、ある意味では愛してくれてたのかもしれないけど、でも文則の方が優しくてあったかい。
He taught me a lot and probably loved me in his own way, but you're kinder and warmer. Saya's words make me happy, but I also hear the loneliness in them.
本当に僕だけでもいいのか？
You sure you're alright with that?
うん。文則は嫌？
いや、でも、そうだな。やっぱり大貝教授には会ってみたい。
I want to meet him. I want to see what's up. It's a little more out of the way, at least. Having finally figured out how to explain my feelings, I
さやの
continue.
ことをもっとよく知りたいから、僕以外にさやのことを知ってる人がいるなら、ぜひ会ってみたい。
Let's see. I want to get to know you better. If there's someone who knows more about you than I do, I have to meet them.
そうなんだ。
Saya doesn't seem upset, but she does tilt her head quizzically, as though my thoughts are strange to her.
それに、やっぱり明日この場所に行ってみよう。
Another plan has started to form in my head, one separate from the search for Dr. Ogai. If I find the doctor there, great. If I don't, well, I think I can find another use for his mountain retreat.
さや、寂しいかもしれないけど、ちょっと我慢して待っててくれ。
Yeah.
うん。やっぱり文則にはさ、家族とか友達とかもっともっと大勢いた方がいいのかな。
What a strange question. I guess since most of it's blocked, I'll read it. Fuminori, you really want a family and friends, don't you? More people you can spend time with?
そりゃ、その方が楽しいだろうね。
It would be, in fact. Fearing that Saya will start sulking, I
でも
hurriedly
勘
add.
違いしないでくれよ。たとえそういう人たちに囲まれて暮らしてたとしても、さやだけは僕にとって特別な一人なんだからね。
But don't get me wrong, even if I could have a lot of friends, you'll always be special to me.
うん。
I know.
ありがとう。
Yeah.
さやも文則が喜びそうなこと、文則のためだけに頑張るからね。
Okie dokie. Are we back to normalcy here? Holy hell. Think we are? Think we're normal? No more of that shit. Alright. Today, all of Koji's classes were in the morning. On his way to meet Yo for lunch after his final lecture, Koji suddenly gets a call in the middle of the hallway. Without thinking, he reaches to his belt for his new camera phone, but curses when he realizes that the ringtone is coming from the old phone in his bag. He hasn't transferred his contacts list yet, and calls still come to his old phone from people who don't know the new number. When he finally fishes the phone from his bag, the name he sees on the display sends chills up his spine. Fuminori? Why now? What does he want? It's hard to be happy about a call from Fuminori after the incident at the Ogai house.
はい。
いや、コージ。今日はもう講義はないよな。
Well, this is just weird now. It's just weird.
ああ、
Yeah. Of course, Fuminori would know that Koji is free on Thursday afternoons.
相談がある。駐車場に来てくれないか。
Are we gonna assault this man as well?
今すぐにか。
あ、待ってる。
Fuminori hangs up without another word. What's gotten into him? What does he want? Koji wonders as he sticks the phone into his jacket pocket. The sudden change is disturbing after a week of Fuminori avoiding both Koji and Yo. My god. Maybe he's finally ready to talk, in which case Koji should probably consider this a good thing. However, he can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. I mean, Yeah, I think so.
待たせたか？
This is just weird.
いいや。
In the parking lot, Koji finds Fuminori leaning against the fender of Koji's car. The last time they met was in the darkness of an abandoned house. This is the first time in over a week that they've spoken face to face in the light. Perhaps that is why Koji senses something strange in Fuminori's expression. He's not sure what exactly, but something has changed.
前にも話したと思うが、
Oh,
僕は今、オーガイっていう人についていろい
that
ろと調べなきゃ
calm
ならない。
demeanor right there.
そうらしいな。
Yeah.
それがな、ここに来ていろいろと難しくなってきたんだ。
Oh, I
やっぱ
see,
り
I see.
僕
Koji
一
has a
人じゃ無
car.
理かもな。
Koji has a car. Fuminori seems more relaxed than before. He used to be tense all the time, like he was terrified of something, but now his expression is calm. He's even wearing what resembles a sheepish grin. Yeah, the calmness is very off-putting because of just who he is.
で、お前にも手伝ってほしいんだ。
Yep.
コウジ。
We need a favor, best friend. Come help. Nevertheless, some instinct is telling Koji that Fuminori's changes are not for the better. Yeah, we're slowly devolving into a psychopath here. Well, maybe slowly. We're just psychopath now. We're just fully
一
there.
体どういう風の吹き回しだ？
Keeping his expression as neutral to conceal his suspicion. Yeah,
だっ
okay.
て、お前も関心あるんだろ、コウジ。
Fuminori responds coolly, his smile unreadable as ever, offers no glimpse of his true motives.
お前も僕の後から、オーガイ教授の家をいろいろと探し回ってたじゃないか。僕とお前とでバラバラに探すなんて二度手間だよ。
Indeed.
うん。
Can't argue with that logic. Why? Why does he sense malice? Thick and viscous. Viscous? Vicious, sorry. Thick and vicious, lurking behind Fuminori's smile.
ともかく、
No, I think
今
that
日は足が
was
必要なんだ。
viscous and I just can't fucking read.
車を出してくれないか。
まあ、構わんが。
Fuminori's car was destroyed in the accident, so Koji isn't surprised that he needs a lift. Yeah, that's fair. Koji unlocks his car and gestures for Fuminori to take the passenger seat, then gets behind the wheel and starts the engine.
で、どこに行くんだ？
Far.
栃木の北の方。那須高原の近所だな。
Far.
栃木？
住所はこれだ。この建物を探してほしい。
He seriously expects to be driven over 100 kilometers and back? Koji doesn't know whether to be angry or impressed. Dude straight up got in his car and was like, we're going on a fucking adventure, dude.
まあ、そうかもしれんが。
Koji sighs heavily, tapping the steering wheel as he calms himself down. Now that he's come this far, the only thing he can do is see his friend's craziness through to the end.
別荘か何かか、これは。
Maybe.
多分、そこにオーガイ教授もいるらしい。
Koji isn't looking forward to meeting the owner of that creepy house, but he's even more uneasy about letting Fuminori go alone. It looks like he just has to grin and bear
東京
it.
に戻るのは夜中かもな。
悪いな。
いいさ。
Dude, you had an out right there. You could have said no. You could have just been like, no, not today, bro. Koji drives out of the parking lot, leaving the rest of what he thought to say unspoken. Fuminori's smile seems wrong somehow, like a mask hiding his true face. Yo finds herself sitting alone in the cafeteria, searching for a familiar face as her lunch cools on the table in front of her. She was hoping to see Koji today, but he must have had other plans. That wouldn't be at all unusual. Normally, Omi and Fuminori would pick up the slack, but Omi and Fuminori aren't here anymore. Yo puts down her chopsticks, her appetite ruined by the lack of company and by the anxiety eating at her. Oh, man. Oh. Sometimes reading can make me so tired. Tomorrow will be a way more active experience, so looking forward to that. Anyway. Omi is missing. Fuminori has turned on her and she has no idea why. If Koji were here, she could count on him to distract her with some idle conversation. Now that she is all by herself, Yo becomes keenly aware of how little tolerance she has for loneliness. She begins to feel paranoid, like the whole world is plotting to take from her everything that she cherishes. It kinda is, bro. What's going on here? Where has Omi gone? Is Fuminori really unrelated to her disappearance? Or is he the key to this mystery, as Koji and Dr. Tambo suspect? Yo recalls the events of last Thursday, alone and without an outlet for her pain after Fuminori verbally eviscerated her. Yeah, that's true. Yo was lucky enough to run into Koji. Although he could hardly make her problem go away, his kindness was a comfort. At the same time, Omi was on her way to Fuminori's house and she hasn't been heard from since. Yo has only been aware of Fuminori's connection to Omi's disappearance since yesterday, when Koji revealed the truth during their visit to the hospital. What if a new possibility occurs to her? A reason for why Omi suddenly decided to visit Fuminori. What if it hadn't been a coincidence that Yo ran into Koji that day? What if Koji and Omi had known what transpired between her and Fuminori and had decided to act separately? She got it. She got there eventually. It took her a while. Omi might have seen the confrontation in the courtyard. She might have been eavesdropping. It's not unthinkable. As the idea forms in her mind, Yo feels as though something is tearing apart her body from the inside. It's only a possibility, but if it's true, then whatever happened to Omi is Yo's responsibility too, isn't it? Bro, I get it. I do get it, but people are responsible for their own actions, dude. It's not your fucking fault that she decided to go chew him out and then ended up getting eaten. I very much dislike characters in shows, anime, books, novels, whatever the fuck. I hate characters that are like, oh no, a person made a decision and it's all my goddamn fault what happened to them. It's not, dude. People are responsible for their own actions, their own destiny. You don't get to blame yourself. This feels like just I am the victim because something is my fault, even though this woman got eaten. Like, it was her decision that led to that. It wasn't anything else, really. Just because you're kind of related doesn't mean shit. It's her own fault. She put herself in a situation. God. Sorry, rant over. I can't stand it. It's like there's no thought that you're thinking too much in your own head, right? It's like I am the main character and everything that's happening around me is because of me. So no matter what decisions other people have made for their own selves, it directly relates back to me. That's not how the world works. Anyway, I said rant over. Yo clutches her head, groaning in agony. The food on her tray is now cold, not that she would have eaten it anyway. Despite her frustration and anxiety, Yo is unable to act on her own. She has never been good at adapting to challenges, and no one would ever call her proactive. She hasn't the slightest idea of how to respond to this situation. If Omi were here, she would probably tell Yo to think positive and trust her instincts. Yo has always depended on her best friend's energy. Now that Omi is gone, Yo realizes just how weak and useless she is. She can only sink deeper and deeper into the abyss of self-loathing. The sudden ringing of her phone pulls her back from the brink of despair. It's a text message, there's no title, and the sender is... Omi! Well, that doesn't bode well. Yo cries out in shock. The message itself is even more baffling. If you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori, come to his house alone. Tell no one. Oh no. Are you on the buffet? Is that what's happening here? The message bears no trace of Omi's personality, but Yo can't deny that it was sent from her phone. She takes a deep breath to calm herself before typing her reply, taking care that excitement doesn't cause her fingers to slip. Is that you, Omi? Where are you? Yo presses send. The screen shows that her message was received. As she waits for the reply, her mind fills with questions. Is someone using Omi's phone to send text messages? If so, why to her? Something suddenly occurs to her. She and Omi have exchanged countless messages over the years, many of which contained the sort of embarrassing confessions that close girlfriends share. At times, when her feelings for Fuminori grew too strong to contain, Yo often put them into words for Omi to read. Did Omi put a password on her phone? Even if she had, the person who sent the messages was obviously able to unlock it, which means that whoever it is has full access to her history. Yay! Do you want to know about Sakisaka Fuminori? I hate his name so much. It does not roll off the tongue. Yo reads the strange message one more time. Whoever sent it must believe that Yo has an interest in Fuminori. The phone rings again, startling Yo, but she quickly recovers and looks at the screen. There is no title and the sender is still Takahata Omi. I'll tell you everything when we meet. Come alone, tell no one. It's not Omi. She would never try to scare Yo with such a mean-spirited prank. Anxiety has brought Yo almost to tears. Her mind isn't made to deal with this. Who is using Omi's phone and promising to reveal Fuminori's secrets? Who? Alright. Yo desperately wants advice from Koji, from anyone. She even starts to dial Koji's cell, but a sudden suspicion stops her. The sender might be somewhere nearby, watching her at this very moment. A cold chill runs down her spine as she looks furtively around the cafeteria. Come alone, tell no one. The lifeless characters on the screen are like a knife against her throat. However, Yo clutches her phone and forces her heart to stop pounding. Isn't this cowardice exactly what she hates most about herself? Doesn't she want to know what she's capable of? Doesn't she want to do more than just sit and wait? Bitch, this is gonna get you fucking killed and eaten. Whatever. Yo realizes her hand is shaking. How easy it would be to just give in to her cowardice, to convince herself that Omi and Fuminori are beyond her reach. That is what she truly wants. Even if it means abandoning dignity and loyalty, she wants to flee from the unknown. But she also knows that even escape is beyond her. Yo understands herself well. She knows that no matter how far she runs, regret and self-loathing will consume her after everything else has fallen apart. In the end, Yo is unable to overcome her cowardice alone. She lacks both willpower and the courage to run. Are we switching perspectives here? The afternoon silence is somehow forbidding. You mean foreboding? A stink is in the air. The stink of garbage left out to rot. Even this perfectly normal residential neighborhood seems ominous to Yo in her current state. She feels like she's standing in the middle of a necropolis, as if everyone in the houses around her is dead. Honey, you don't know the half of it. Yo pushes her fear aside and presses the buzzer on the Sakisaka house's front gate. Fuminori wasn't in class today. Is he home? He couldn't have sent those awful messages, could he? She doesn't even want to consider the possibility, so she forces the unwelcome thought from her mind. There's no response from the intercom. Yo doesn't know, of course, that Omi stood in the same spot 1 week ago, staring at the silent intercom with the same confusion that Yo is experiencing now. She, however, is not forced to wait as Omi was. Ooh. The phone in her pocket rings, catching her off guard. It's another text from Omi's phone. Come in, the door is open. Yo looks around quickly, a shiver running through her as she realizes that she's being watched. Of course. Searching fearfully for her observer, Yo spots movement out of the corner of her eye. On the second floor of the Sakisaka house, a tightly drawn window curtain just fluttered. The person who sent the message is inside the house. Only now does Yo realize that every other window has a storm shutter has the storm shutters closed, sorry. No matter what happens inside, no one will ever know. That's not okay. This time, she nearly gives in to the intense urge to flee. But the terror she feels towards her invisible watcher is stronger, and will not permit her to turn back upon the open window. Oh. She has nowhere to run. I guess. Alright. Yo bursts into tears, unable to take a single step. The phone in her hand rings again, demanding that she enter. She steps through the gate. When she enters the house, an overwhelming stench assaults her nostrils. The house is dark, even though it's the middle of the day. Fuminori must be out, as his shoes are not in the vestibule. However, Yo catches sight of a different pair stuffed behind the shoe cupboard. They look familiar, so she pulls them out of the shadows for a closer look. As soon as she recognizes them, her mind tries desperately to deny reality. They are identical to Omi's favorite shoes. Yo has seen her wearing them many times before. But that doesn't mean Omi is here, she tells herself. They might belong to someone else. Someone who bought the same shoes from the same store. There's no way Omi could be here, is there? With a sudden flash of clarity, Yo presses the most frequently used speed dial button on her phone in her tightly clenched fist. The phone dials Omi's number. It takes a second for the signal to reach the nearest relay station, and then... a familiar ringtone echoes through the house. It's coming from the second floor. Someone must still be up there in the room with the moving curtains. Omi's phone rings for just a few moments and then it stops. As whoever is holding it realizes Yo's intentions, for the first time, Yo feels the definite presence of her formless guide.
誰ですか?
She gathers her courage and calls out into the house, but there is no response. Whoever it is must not want to be seen. Swallowing hard, Yo walks down the hall to the staircase. Maybe it's Omi. Maybe it's Fuminori. Surely it's just one of the two of them playing a prank on her. Koji might even be here with them. Yo's mind fills with comforting images of her friends. She needs to believe that there is still hope, otherwise she cannot take another step.
オミちゃんだよね
You should really
日坂くん
leave.
だよね
Just leave. Just leave. She climbs the stairs one at a time. Yo calls out in a choked voice with tears. When they see her sobbing, they'll probably laugh at her. Let them. It would be the happiest moment in her life. She just wants this torment to end. She tries to move faster, but her trembling legs will not let her. With each agonizing second that passes, she begs for release from this nightmare. After climbing for what seems an eternity, Yo finds herself standing in the second floor hallway. No sound greets her. There is only the gloom brimming with silent malice.
オミちゃんオミちゃん
She shuffles forward, calling out in a weak voice.
できてよ。お願いだよ。こんなのもうやだよ。
The door in front of her is half open. It must lead to the room that overlooks the front gate. Yo watches hopelessly from a corner of her mind as her body, seeming to move on its own volition, slowly opens the door. Oh, the colors. These colors, man. The room is empty. The damp, stinking air clings to Yo's skin.
やめて。
She is at her limit, unable to take a single step more. Her spirit has been utterly crushed. Perhaps this is the moment her tormentor was waiting for. Oh, fuck. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting that to happen. Jesus Christ. Something grabs Yo's arms from behind. Something flexible and strong, like slime-covered rubber. As the thing binds her limbs, finger-like appendages tear roughly through her blouse and force their way inside. There's a good chance I'm skipping over this, actually. We might pause right there for a moment. Let me, I will, be right back. Okay, I was a little worried that a full-blown SA scene was about to take place. I haven't screened this far. I don't know if my fear was unwarranted. We'll see what happens, I guess. When I cut away, she was just like fondling her chest, so hopefully nothing else happens. You're pretty and your breasts are so big and soft. I bet they're good for attracting males. So this is clearly Saya texting her, obviously. And that assaulted her just now. I don't know if she's jealous or what. If she read the messages that Yo sent to Omi about Fuminori, maybe she's jealous? Now she has her answer. The messages from Omi's phone were sent by the thing that just mauled her breasts. Yo curls up into a tiny sobbing ball, unable to raise her voice or even move. Ugh. The creature makes a burbling sound. Yo somehow understands that it is laughing at her. Oh my. That must be how you tempted Fuminori. You tried to steal him from me, didn't you, thief? Okay, yeah. So, I think Saya's just jealous here. Which feels like a weird emotion for her to harbor, like, at all. Whatever, I guess. Son of a bitch. Nope, 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 nope. Nope. That was not okay. We're gonna skip through this, and I'm going to actually mute this for now. If it is unclear, this is an essay scene that I probably should have went a little further and pre-screened. So the VOD's gonna have to be deleted. So I won't kill you. Though her mind is now barely functioning, Yo hears a voice whisper inside her head. It is a girl's voice, sweet and sinister, with the cruel innocence of a child gleefully plucking the wings from butterflies. Instead, I'll let you share in our happiness. Rejoice, yo, we'll love you to death. The soft voice is a stark contrast to the unyielding strength that drives into her core. What? I've still never been kissed, have I? What a strange thought to have right now. Okay. That unpleasantness is over. Can I save right here? I'm going to save right here. Okay. All right. We're back to Fuminori and Koji, so. But yeah, unfortunately, even though I tried to censor most of this, the VOD is still going to have to be deleted because of that shit. So, there's a good chance I'll only go for another few minutes before I stop and probably play something else for 30 minutes because this is a lot. Anyway, it has begun to snow by the time they pass Utsunomiya on the Tohoku Expressway. In the passenger seat, Fuminori is gazing out of the frosted window in silence. He's been in this trance-like state for almost an hour now. Taking advantage of his inattention, Koji stares unabashedly at Fuminori from the corner of his eye. He still doesn't understand the danger signals that he's been getting from the man. Fuminori has stopped avoiding Koji, and he's even looking at him in the eye when he talks. So why does he seem even more distant now than he did when he was trying to push away his friends? Fuminori's posture is noticeably relaxed, but his gaze never wavers, not even for a moment. It's as though he's focused on a clearly defined future that he has chosen to bring about, one that has no place for the needs or wants of others. I mean, he has. Right now, Fuminori is complete. Koji cannot help but feel that beneath his bland exterior is a core of solid steel that no one can touch. Koji says suddenly, trying to gauge Fuminori's reaction. Fuminori replies curtly, still staring into the distance. Fuminori's tone is completely emotionless. Koji might as well have asked him about the weather or the condition of the mountain roads near their destination. Fuminori answers in exactly the same tone he used when Koji first questioned him following Omi's disappearance. Finally, Fuminori shows some emotion. He sounds hurt, like he can't believe Koji could think such a thing. Well, maybe he's aware. I don't know, actually, if he's aware that Omi was the thing that Saya was eating when he walked in. He knows that it was human now, but I don't know if he knows that it was Omi. Sudden frustration wells up inside Koji. If possible, he'd like nothing more than to beat the secrets out of Fuminori's head. Koji is worried sick about Omi. To have his concern brushed off so coldly would be unbearable coming from a complete stranger, but from Fuminori, who is his best friend. It's Fuminori never used to be this callous. Even if Koji tried to interrogate him, he'd probably never find out what changed him so. If Fuminori were still just hiding inside the shell he'd erected around himself after the accident, Koji might have been able to get some answers out of him. But this sly, evasive Fuminori, however, there's nothing Koji can do. Fuminori will never reveal his true intentions, not to anyone. All that's left then is for Koji to discover the truth on his own. Fuminori smiles bitterly at the mention of Tsukuba's name, perhaps feeling sympathy for her pain. To Koji, however, it seems like pity, the sort one directs at an ant or a worm. Oh my. Unbelievable. It's Fuminori's feelings for Yo. If Fuminori's feelings for Yo were really this cold, then he would have rejected her when she first confessed to him, but he didn't, or at least the Fuminori before the accident didn't. Once again, Koji can't help but wonder if this man who looks like his friend is really a different person who only possesses the memories of Sakisaka Fuminori. The snow has stopped falling when they get off the West Nasu Flats interchange. This area must already be getting a lot of snow, however, as the nearby mountains are covered in white beneath the trees. It's all white. By the time they turn off the highway and enter the mountains, the road conditions are already bad enough for Koji to regret having forgotten tire chains. Nevertheless, he continues to power his car up the precarious slopes with only a road map to guide him. And in places like this, an address isn't enough to pinpoint a location. His only choice is to drive down every road, including private roads that aren't even on the map, while searching for something that matches the photograph. Yeah. The more he hears about Ogai, the less Koji wants to meet him. That's fair. Okay, I think we're about to find this place and start another, like... So... We save. Save right here. I'm going to save this right here. And probably going to play something else. Something more lighthearted. Oh, man. There's too much going on today in this fucking game. Well, it's not it's the story. So if you enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe for more content like this, and turn notifications on so you always know when I've uploaded. If you're just here to watch the model jiggle, that's fine too. じゃあね。